responsible. And without being asked, they decide it will be them. This is the psychology of a child who grew up too fast. 1. Early responsibility, parentification. Psychology has a name for this, parentification. It happens when a child is expected to manage emotions, either their own or someone else's, long before they're ready. They become the calm one, the fixer, the emotional support system. The brain adapts by pushing needs aside. Crying feels inconvenient. Wanting feels selfish. So they learn emotional control instead of emotional expression, not because they're mature, but because vulnerability didn't feel safe. They weren't born strong. They became strong because there was no other option. 2. Survival independence. Developmental psychology shows that when support is inconsistent, children develop early self-reliance. They stop asking for help. They stop expecting comfort. They learn to handle things alone, even when they shouldn't have to. As adults, they look incredibly capable. They're dependable, composed, reliable. But internally, they struggle to trust support that feels temporary. They expect people to disappear, so independence becomes protection, not empowerment. 3. Split maturity. When emotional development is rushed, something strange happens. Some parts mature too early, while others remain unmet. They may be wise beyond their years, responsible, emotionally intelligent, yet inside they feel confused, empty, or emotionally unfinished. They learned how to function, but not how to need others safely. So relationships feel complicated. Closeness feels good, but also dangerous. They learned that love had conditions, and those conditions were performance. 4. Uneasy rest. People who grew up too fast often don't know how to rest. Psychology links this to chronic stress adaptation in childhood. When things were calm back then, something usually went wrong later. So the nervous system stays alert. Silence feels suspicious. Rest feels undeserved. They feel useful only when they're needed, and when they're not doing something for someone else, guilt creeps in. 5. Guilt for needing. Research shows early responsibility often creates a deep belief. If I'm being taken care of, someone else is being burdened. So they minimize their needs. They apologize for wanting support. They feel uncomfortable receiving care. Being held feels foreign. Depending feels dangerous. They learned that love had conditions, and those conditions were performance. 6. Guarded empathy. Growing up too fast sharpens emotional awareness. They sense mood shifts. They read people quickly. They anticipate problems before they happen. But psychology also shows they stay guarded because they know how expensive caring can be. They care deeply, but selectively. They love, but carefully. If you grew up too fast, psychology doesn't call you broken. It says your nervous system adapted early. You learned responsibility before safety, strength before softness, control before comfort. And healing doesn't mean becoming weak. It means learning that you're finally allowed to rest. If this connected with you, subscribe because we talk about the psychology no one explained growing up. And in my next video, we're diving into something just as deep. Letting go feels worse than holding on. Why the mind clings to pain even when it hurts. You don't want to miss that. Did you grow up carrying more than a child ever should? And are you still carrying it now?